Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, and Smart podcast. Each week, we interview the best and brightest in physical therapy, wellness, and entrepreneurship. We give you cutting-edge information you need to live your best life, healthy, wealthy, and smart. The information in this podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be used as personalized medical advice. And now, here's your host, Dr. Karen Litzy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Karen Litzy, and this episode is brought to you by NetHealth. NetHealth's outpatient EMR and billing software, Redoc, powered by XFit, provides an all-in-one software solution with guided documentation workflows to make it easy for therapists to use and streamline billing processes to help speed billing and improve reimbursement. You can check out NetHealth's new tip sheet to learn 4 ways that outpatient therapy providers can increase patient engagement in 2020 at go.nethealth.com/patient engagement 2020. All right, on to today's episode. Dr. Jenna Kantor is back, and she guest hosts this episode. In this episode, she interviews Clay Watson, Tyler Vander Zanden, and Kelly Reed on the private practice section's Key Contact program. In this episode, they discuss what are the responsibilities of PPS's key contacts, how a key contact bridges the gap between legislators and constituents, and the personal and professional benefits of being a key contact. So listen, if you're a physical therapist and you have a private practice, your key contacts are so important right now. As we are navigating through very uncertain times, it's really important that we have a voice and our legislator hears our voice, and the way they do that is through these key contacts. So I urge you to find out who your key contact is in your area, and you can find that by going to the PPS website, or we've got a lot of resources over at podcast.healthywealthysmart.com. Under this episode, one click will take you to the APTA Legislative Action Portal or how to become a key contact yourself. Now, a little bit more about each of our guests. Clay Watson, a physical therapist and owner of Western Summit Rehabilitation, a consulting and therapy services staffing agency for home health. He is a past president of the Home Care and Hospice Association of Utah, a member of the Utah Falls Prevention Alliance, and a recipient for an NIH Falls Prevention Grant. This year, he received the Excellence in Home Health Therapy Leadership Award from the Home Health section of the APTA. Kelly received her Certified Orthopedic Manual Therapist from the North American Institute of Orthopedic Manual Therapy in 1994 and is an orthopedic clinical specialist. She received her physical therapy degree from Pacific University. Most recently, she has been active in starting a breathworks program focusing on evaluation and education related to breathing physiotherapy and its effect on overall wellness and healing. Her clinical skills continue to move in a direction that empowers clients to achieve their highest level of function in a balanced fashion. Dr. Tyler Van Zanden is the former founder and CEO of Movement Health Partners, a private practice company partnering with federal, corporate, and educational agencies to provide physical therapy services. He currently serves as a member of the Key Contact subcommittee for the private practice physical therapy section, where he meets with legislators to increase awareness of the key issues facing physical therapist-owned businesses and their patients. He earned his doctorate of physical therapy from Marquette University, along with a BS in exercise science. He completed a postdoctoral residency in orthopedics from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. He is board certified by the American Board of Physical Therapy Specialties as a clinical specialist in geriatric physical therapy. So thank you to everyone for this great episode, and hopefully you will all learn what a key contact is and how important they are to us, especially at this time. Thanks.
Hello, this is Jenna Kantor with Healthy, Wealthy, and Smart. I am here with 3 newer friends this year. We all are key contacts with the private practice section, and we're coming on, well, they're going to do more of the talking here. I'm just going to be doing the question stuff. We're coming on to just say, hey, this is a great opportunity to get involved. If you do not like the CMS cuts, this is what we do. We go and speak with the legislators to talk about that. We're getting more people and to come and join us in this huge movement to fight for our profession, especially the private practices. For all you people who are working for private practices, this is the committee to be a part of. So please join the APTA. Come join us and be a part of this great movement. I am here with Kelly Reed, Tyler Vander Zanden, and Clay Watson. Yes. You guys, first of all, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having us.
I'll just stop there at Tyler because otherwise it's going to be like 1, 2, 3. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to hand it to you first, Kelly. How did you first learn of being a key contact?
Yeah, so I've been a member of PPS since I got out of PT school, and I've always been involved. I've been on the board of PPS and wanted to get back into it, and so I just put my name out there. Who needs help? How can I be helpful? Wanted to kind of get on the Government Affairs Committee, and instead I got asked to be on the Key Contact Task Force, and it's been amazing.
I love that. And how about you, Clay?
I'm friends with some other physical therapists who have participated in this project, and we had some interesting legislative successes in our state that helped reform some payment policy issues, and it kind of led to them asking me to help out with the congressional level.
And Tyler?
I actually got invited last year at the 2019 Graham Sessions in Austin, and I live in Austin, and that really kind of propelled me to do something, a call to action, and how can I get involved personally. And so I looked at PPS to see where I could be of service, and one of the openings was this key contact position or role.
I love it. And just to make sure for any students who might be listening, PPS stands for Private Practice Section. So it is a section of the APTA. Clay, I'm going to move to you just because my eyes just happened to look up at you. So what does a key contact do?
We have been asked to develop relationships with specific legislators, and every member of the private practice section and the APTA lives in a congressional district, or they have a senator, and it makes sense to pair up people who have a vested stake in policy to have a relationship with a representative or a senator from their state. And this program is designed to help us have long-term relationships so that when policy needs are coming up, we'll have a listening ear, and they'll be able to hopefully hear the sides of our argument that are most beneficial to our profession.
Kelly, what is the time commitment with this?
Yeah, minimal. We are asked, a couple things. We have a monthly meeting, and we're given contacts, of which you just email the people and try and hook them up with their legislator. And that might take, depending on how long your list is, anywhere between 15 to 45 minutes. Then we have an hour meeting, and then the bigger thing is that we are provided all the information we need, and when an action item comes out, they send it to us, and then all we have to do is basically cut and paste a letter and send it off to our legislature.
Yes. Would you, Tyler, mind differentiating between being a key contact with private practice section and also between being a key contact and being a key contact on the committee?
Yes, so being a key contact in general, what we're asking of those individuals, that they be a private practice member and that they live in the district to what we're trying to assign them to. So we want them to have a relationship with that congressman or congresswoman in their specific district. So like as Kelly said Clay said, when there's an issue at hand in the profession or just to private practice in general, that congressional leader has a name and face of a person or a clinic that they can say, oh wow, Kelly or Jenna or Clay, you're dealing with this right now, and you're one of my constituents, and so we can have that relationship. And so that's what it looks like more at the key contact level. For us, like Kelly said, we're on the committee side, we're the ones who are providing education to that specific key contact in the form of emails. We'll kind of give them block templates, so when they have to make that communication, it's not so hard. We send them, and the practice or chapter here sends us emails that they can be kind of up to speed on these legislation things. And then we recently had shot some videos in DC explaining the roles of the key contact, and so there'll be some videos that we'll have on the PPS website that they'll be able to always link back to if they need more education.
Yeah, and I just wanted to build on those videos. They're short snippets. They won't take a lot of your time, but gives you a lot of key information, just the nuts and bolts of what you need, and you can look at them at your leisure and really helpful information.
Yeah. Clay, does it work? Does making a phone call, if instructed to do that, to sending an email or meeting with a legislator? Does that work, or is that a waste of people's time?
And on that note, we're going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsor, and we'll be right back with that answer. This episode is brought to you by NetHealth. NetHealth's outpatient EMR and billing software Redoc, powered by XFIT, provides an all-in-one software solution with guided documentation workflows to make it easy for therapists to use and streamline billing processes to help speed billing and improve reimbursement. You can check out NetHealth's new tip sheet to learn 4 ways that outpatient therapy providers can increase patient engagement in 2020 at go.nethealth.com/patient engagement 2020.
Well, it wouldn't be a waste of time, or we wouldn't do it, right? I mean, one of the most interesting things, when we had a legislative fly-in this fall, I was with another therapist who had actually written the letter to get the wife of one of our congressmen into physical therapy school and was her first employer. Now she's a home health physical therapist, and that's what I do. I'm a private practice owner, but I work in home health. And when we are asking him questions specific to our industry, he understands private practice and he understands home health better than almost any congressman out there. And so that's just a huge listening ear that we wouldn't have if we didn't have those long-term relationships.
I really just want to add, in person is more effective than on the phone. On the phone is more effective than email. It is like any other relationship. So the best way to make no change is to not do anything. What we're doing is the best way to make a change. It's where we have this insane power as constituents. Now, for you, Kelly, what has been the biggest thing that has moved you in how the private practice section runs and works with the key contacts? Like, what do you think is just so incredible that they do to make us so efficient with what we do to put our message out there to the right people?
Yeah, I've been really impressed with the amount of information that PPS already has put together, and the task force and members before us that are currently on the task force. Basically, they hand you everything you need to be able to do your job, to make and develop a relationship with your congressman. It's really easy. And I want to say, for those who may be put off a little bit about not getting politically involved, we have to. This is our profession. We know what we know what we love, and all we have to do is communicate that message. We build relationships every single day, and that's exactly what this is, just talking about what we love.
I think that's excellent. And any last words that any of you would like to say in regards to becoming a key contact for anyone who might be hesitant on jumping in?
One of the most important things I've learned is the value of the mentorship I've received from participating in this. Every time I have a question about how to approach an issue with one of our legislators, I have 3 or 4 other therapists who are also doing it that I can ask. They may know context about the legislator themselves and how to approach them on specific issues, and they know the nuance of the issues in a way that helps me understand them with a lot more depth. So it's sort of like a pretty high-value team to help the whole situation move forward, and that's invaluable.
I love that. Thank you so much. And if you're wondering, I don't know if this is for me, why am I listening to this? They're just selling me, telling me to get involved. This is where the change you want to happen. I get the most interactions on my personal Facebook page when I write the word happiness, because people are unhappy in the physical therapy world. This is what we are doing to make that huge change. I'm saying this statement very strongly. I know. Everybody can have their own opinion. This is mine. But this is the majority of the profession in which I interact with, which are non-members. This is the big culture of unhappiness, and this is where we make that change. The private practice section are movers and shakers and are listening and taking such great action. These people who are here, who I'm interviewing, are passionate, kind humans. We are all volunteering our time. We are all not getting paid, and we're all doing it for you, and we would love for you to join us because your voice is valuable. And Clay was just like, ooh, when I started to speak, so I'm definitely passing it to him.
Well, I think most of the time the people who are unsatisfied with the profession are the least engaged. And sometimes they are very engaged and are not happy, but generally speaking, the more you're involved with the APTA, the more voice you have and the more ability you have to affect change. As physical therapists, our whole life is based on helping people affect change. And if you feel disempowered, or however you want to describe it, the way to get that power back is to follow your own practice and dig in and take responsibility for it as much as you can. And there are many times when you're going to do it for naught. That's just how life works. But the truth is, trying to get better is amazingly empowering, and once in a while you get lucky and you actually do make a big change.
And this is Tyler.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say one more thing to dovetail is you're not alone. So if you're stuck and you're trying to figure out what to do, you have to start somewhere. And one of the beautiful things about getting on this subcommittee now, less than a year, is the networking and everything that the PPS and all the people that I've been able to meet, not only in private practice, but then as a result of this legislative work that we've done. So something really to consider. And if your slot is taken, if you want to get on here and we don't have a specific slot open in your district, you can always start these efforts on your own, and we would always be able to help you with that education. It's still on the website there for your use.
I love it. Thank you, each of you, for coming on. This means so much to me. I know it means a lot to you as well. If any of you want to learn more, you can go to the private practice section website. It's under the advocacy tab, where you'll find committees and you'll find key contacts. That's how you can get involved. Thank you for tuning in. Take care.
Thank you so much, Jenna, for another great interview. And everyone, please get to know who your key contacts are. I can't stress that enough. And of course, thank you so much to Clay, Kelly, and Tyler for coming on the podcast and taking their time out of Graham sessions to do that. And thank you to our sponsors, Net Health, their outpatient EMR and billing software, Redoc, powered by XFit. Check it out. It's an all-in-one software for documentation and billing. You can check out NetHealth's new tip sheet to learn 4 ways that outpatient therapy providers can increase patient engagement in 2020. Head over to go.nethealth.com/patient engagement 2020.
Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to the podcast at podcast.healthywealthysmart.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media.